Welcome back. This is episode 3.
Reckless Podcast. Thanks for joining us.
Who's responsible?
Who is responsible?
We got something to say.
So in the news this week, there is D'Angelo Russell and Nick Young,
Right.
who are both members of or teammates on the Los Angeles Lakers. Hey, Sozo.
Again.
Sozo the dog. And there's this big thing. D'Angelo Russell apparently recorded Nick Young confessing to cheating on his fiance, who is the crazy rapper Iggy Azalea.
Azalea.
And so
she still raps like that stuff?
if y'all want to call that rap, it sounds like Mushmouth off of yeah, just crazy. So he,
Mushmouth.
yeah. So basically, D'Angelo had Nick Young confessing all the stuff that he does as far as infidelity and just a bunch of craziness, recorded it, and somehow the video got out. He claims that the video, he never released it, but somehow it's gone public, and it's the craziest thing.
Yeah, because I remember him saying that wasn't a prank. It wasn't a prank. I guess it was something like a joke between the two of them.
Right.
But again, like, how did the video get out, you know?
Yeah, I think the word now is that he claims that it was stolen from his phone.
Stolen.
But, it's the craziest thing. And
Maybe he's a TMZ insider or something.
right, maybe. But, a Swaggy P,
Yeah.
Nick Young has always been kind of
Crazy.
yeah, he's always been, in the news for doing some crazy stuff.
Right.
Especially when he was here with the Wizards.
Now, one thing that people are kind of giving a pass is the fact that he did admit to cheating, which is
Right.
kind of crazy. I mean,
And that shows the world we live in. I guess it's just, kind of, what people accept these days.
yeah.
That
Oh yeah, he cheated.
infidelity is
Maybe because
okay.
it happens so often
Right.
that it's become, second, like, normal.
Yeah. That's
Normalizing
craziness and evil.
adultery.
Yeah.
God, who would have thought we would have got to that point, huh?
Yeah, and think about the TV shows you watch, like Scandal.
Yeah,
Like,
it just
that
promotes
show is
that
about
adultery.
adultery.
That's the premise of it. I
Yeah,
didn't
it
even
really
think about
is.
that. Yeah,
This guy the president cheating on his wife with
and the person who is supposed to be held to the highest esteem,
right,
a role model.
in the whole world.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's crazy. I mean, so when we start thinking about, like, these people who are put in the limelight and these
Right.
quote unquote role models and
Celebrities,
celebrities,
athletes, all that kind of stuff.
athletes, actors, anybody, I think we sometimes tend to forget that they're people.
Absolutely. And they have issues.
They got issues.
But in reality, these are really kind of the people that our children and young people look up to sometimes.
Yeah.
So it goes back to the question, who is responsible?
Yeah, so we have this question that we want to talk about. Pretty much. So who's responsible? Like, if you have a platform, and it's more about social issues in a sense.
Yeah.
So if you have a platform, whether you're an actor, athlete, a rapper, whoever, a country singer, anything,
Politician, all that.
are you responsible for speaking up on social issues?
Right. Are you responsible for showing behavior that is moral or responsible?
One person that I always think about is when we talking about this question is LeBron.
Yeah.
And that whole issue with Ferguson, and he spoke out on what was it, Trayvon Martin?
Yeah, he did. And then also, who was the former owner of the Clippers?
Oh, Steve Ballmer. No, he's the current one. I forget.
I can't think of his name, but
Yeah.
basically LeBron and some other athletes were basically saying,
And Chris Paul and all that.
yeah, if he stays, then we're not playing. So there have been some athletes, and definitely athletes in the past year or two who have taken some stances on social issues.
But catch this. So he did all that, but then when the whole Ferguson issue came up, people were kind of like going there.
Him,
yeah, because and they were upset because he didn't speak up for on that particular incident. But it's happened so often, you can't blame him for not
talking about
trying to take a
everything,
stand.
right? Yeah.
But at the same time, why are we holding him to that standard?
Right.
Or is that even something that we should be doing?
Yeah.
Is that is that what we, should be doing?
Yeah, that's a fair question.
I don't know.
What about have you been keeping up with the rapper Killer Mike? And he is a really big supporter of Bernie Sanders, and so he's been
I've
on
seen
the
him.
campaign trail.
Yeah, I've seen him
and talking a lot about that. The political arena that's going on right now, and so I think he's the only rapper that I can think of right now who has really used his platform to get involved politically.
Right.
So this is all, it's not black and white.
Right.
People have choices. You can't make people care about certain issues. You can't make people speak on certain issues.
Right.
So.
Now, if you were a parent, you had kids,
which I don't. By
no kids.
None.
Is that something? Would you be okay with a Killer Mike of the world, or a LeBron, or anybody, or Will Smith? I mean, just throw out the actors. Would you be okay with them being the role model?
That's a hard question.
It is.
I wouldn't mind them being a role model.
Right.
But if they are the only role model, then something's wrong.
Right.
I haven't done my job as a father if my child's only role model is somebody on TV who they've never met, they don't have any interaction with. So I haven't done my job as a father. I haven't surrounded them with people who have integrity and show certain characteristics that I would want to see in my child. So I think that I wouldn't mind them looking up to people who are in the news and on TV. But if that's the only thing they have to look up to, then there's something wrong with the community around them.
Right.
So what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I can agree. I'm okay with them having role models outside of the family.
Right.
It's just, I think, obviously I don't have any kids either, but and I don't have my ring on either.
So what is
Oops.
Sozo?
I'm married.
Yikes.
I just left my ring upstairs.
Yikes.
You're actually gonna get me one day.
Yikes.
Okay.
Poor boy.
Whatever.
He just denied his son dog. He doesn't have on his ring.
I'm sorry. Anyway.
Moving on.
It's not an imaginary marriage.
No, I don't think so. I was there.
Right. You were there. Huh? But I lost my train of thought. I was gonna say I'm okay with them having, role models outside of the family, i.e. The mom, dad, uncles,
right.
Brothers, sisters, all that type of stuff. But when they have a high esteem for anybody, I want to make sure that I set the expectation.
Yeah.
I temper their expectation, because it's real easy for you to take on a person and say, hey, I want to be just like them. And then when that person burns and fails,
right.
as a human being will do.
It happens every day. We all fail. We all, have shortcomings.
Exactly. We lose faith in being that good person that we looked at them as.
Right.
And I think and that's one of the reasons why the Bible talks about putting no trust in any man. And I think outside of just the whole spirituality of the Bible, in a sense, I think really it just teaches us really how to be a better person. If you take out just the supernatural side of it, I mean, it's just teaching us how to be a better person and trying to save us, because God designed us. Absolutely. And so He knows what's good and what's bad, and He knows our quirks and how to avoid falling into things. It's just like, and I hate how cliche this is, but it is really like an operational manual in a sense. And I say that to say we shouldn't put so much trust in people.
Yeah, I agree.
And we shouldn't. And I think LeBron is kind of a prime example of that. People say, "Oh yeah, he spoke out. You respect him for that. Yeah, that's how you should be." But then the moment that he doesn't speak up, people get all upset with him, and because they held him to a certain level, and and now he's not meeting that requirement, but he's not meeting that expectation.
And you also see a lot of comments like that on social media,
Right.
when people post on whatever's the most recent thing in the news, and they'll say something like, "Oh, so what about Flint? You haven't said anything about Flint."
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about Flint. I'm still donating money. I
Right.
still want to play my part in that, but that don't mean I don't have opinions on this as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I don't publish my opinions on something on social media or wherever, if I don't talk about it, it doesn't mean I don't care.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I don't have opinions on that. It doesn't mean that doesn't matter to me. But we also have to understand that people have bandwidth. You don't have
Yep.
the energy and the passion to deal with everything that is in the news. You can't talk about the 30 people that got shot and autism lighted up blue and all that stuff. There's certain things you're more concerned about, so you talk more about it. And it doesn't mean that you're a bad person for leaving one thing out.
Right.
It just means that you have bandwidth.
Right.
You can't take it all in. You can't let it all out all at once.
Right. And I was thinking, right before you said that, I was thinking, we expect people to be omnipresent.
Right.
And
I ain't mastered that trick yet.
No, not at all. Like I
have a few more jobs if I did, and do a few more vacations a year if I had mastered.
It's like some things I'm just not going to even know about.
Absolutely.
And I'm not
aware.
going to have enough, like you said, bandwidth or capacity to even be able to decipher, the information that has been given to me. And the media does a good job. I mean, technology has done a good job of giving us all this information at once.
Yeah,
but
we're
know what?
Information whores now.
Exactly.
Like if we're not getting something new, if we're not watching the ticker tape on the news and listening to the news with the radio on,
we feel disconnected.
Facebook, then we feel isolated from the world. And it's really a testament, like we talked about, the social media craze.
Right.
So it's we're obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But this D'Angelo Russell, Nick Young thing, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
I guess it's kind of a man law violation.
Set
your
time.
partner up like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was just going to hold the video or what. He claims he doesn't know how it got out, but it's absurd if you ask me.
I mean, but when you think about it, what's done in the dark will eventually come out
Absolutely.
in the light.
The conversation was kind of stupid.
Yeah. He should have known better,
Yeah,
but I guess maybe they play like that. But it's funny because this guy, D'Angelo Russell, has a history now of being like the immature guy. And,
right. And he's a rookie, right?
Yeah.
I don't,
really he's a second-round pick.
Okay, so Marshawn Lynch kind of comes into play, too, with this whole media craze and, all this attention he was getting when during his post-game interviews, he refused to talk to the media. And so part of it is that the media had Sozo the dog.
Right. He take every opportunity
to get on camera. Somebody had kind of misconstrued what he said.
Right.
And so basically he just took a hard stance and said, well, I'm not talking at all. And so, he, because of the way the viral society is and how any little thing can be taken out of context and, blow up and go anywhere you didn't mean for it to go, he's decided.
I ain't talking to y'all.
Right. I'm just here so I won't get fined. Next question.
But he's one of the few who realize, hey, the media is doing something that,
right,
maybe ain't good for me.
Absolutely.
And the people that look up to me.
Yeah.
He's actually on the opposite end where he's taking in consideration his image and how he portrays, because he does do a lot of things in the community. And they try to paint him as some thug.
And he also said, you're not coming bringing cameras or reporters when I'm in the community doing work. So
exactly.
If you're not going to show all the picture or show everything that I do, then
I'm not giving you nothing.
So I won't get fined.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Right. And he was bold and, he did not play.
Yeah. So, I mean, and I think kind of going back into the last episode and how that's something that we should definitely be mindful of is, our image and how the media is portraying things and not, don't be a fool. Like, do your research and make sure things are factual.
Right.
And actually do some brainstorming when it comes to, relative issues, social issues, or whatever issue there is, because there's always multiple sides to the story.
And when you have the opportunity, take control of your story.
Mm-hmm.
Lend your voice to what you believe is right, and make sure the whole story is publicized.
Right.
If that means you have to sit in front of a camera and on YouTube and just post podcasts, hashtag the record.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
But you have to take control of the conversation,
Right.
And take control of how you are viewed, how people perceive you. You can't always help that,
Right.
but you can control how you talk and what you say.
Right.
So it's just plenty of athletes. The guy from Grey's Anatomy, who's I can't think of his name now, but he's been really vocal about a lot of social justice issues that have gone on. So there's a precedent for athletes and celebrities involved with social justice and even during the civil rights era and all that kind of stuff.
So, to change the subject a little bit, you saw Batman.
I did.
I saw Batman.
I think you liked it far more than I did.
So we have two different perspectives on whether we liked it or not.
And we're not going to spoil the movie.
I mean,
come on, man.
Spoiler alert. we can write that into the video.
Spoiler, hashtag spoiler alert.
There you go.
What did you think?
I thought it was good. I mean, outside of the nightmares that Batman was having.
Man, that scared me.
I was like, what does this? No, you know what?
Batman was kind of dark.
But Superman was dark too.
Superman was, but Batman was super dark.
Yeah,
and I guess that's maybe accurate.
Because Zack Snyder is the new I guess director now, and I think he's the one who did 300.
Oh wow! Okay.
And I think he also did the Sin City series. So you can kind of, they all have the same kind of tone behind it. But I tell you, I was going in with really, 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 really low expectations.
I was too after seeing some reviews. From people.
I mean, even outside of the reviews, when I first heard Ben Affleck was gonna be Batman, I was just like, come on now, Ben Affleck, of all people, that's who you got to be Batman.
Batman and Alfred were dark.
Yeah, and that was who was that playing Alfred? Was it Robert Downey Jr.?
I didn't pay attention to who he was really.
I thought it was. Maybe it wasn't. But it sure did look like him. How you gonna be Batman and Iron Man at the same time? I mean, not Batman, Alfred and Iron Man at the same time. It may not, but they look like each other. Maybe it was like a doppelganger or something.
It could be.
But the initial scene with him floating up by the bats, I was like, I thought that was setting the tone for the movie. I was like, he got superpowers now. But then I realized that it was a nightmare,
right? That
led to a series of other weird nightmares.
In my opinion, the movie started like an hour and a half in.
Right.
It was a good amount of storyline to help catch you up to what's the setting for this movie.
Right.
So I guess that was necessary.
Yeah, because it's essentially
merging two movie franchises, I guess.
And at the same time, it's essentially a reboot on Batman.
Right.
So all of those Dark Knights with the other weird guy. What's his name? Can't think of it. But we
don't know anybody's name today.
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
There we go.
That'll work. Finally.
Which I didn't really like him as Batman either, but it was cool.
Yeah.
The weird voice that he had.
Right, but they were good movies.
Yeah, they were good. Definitely entertaining. And I just realized like half my family hadn't seen the last one. And so on Easter, like they were all on the edge of their seat watching Dark Knight Rises. And I'm like, oh, this been out for a long time.
Yeah, like several years.
And you just now seeing this. But it was cool. My dad on the edge of the seat. Everybody, I'm like, I'm pretty sure y'all saw this. But they made me miss like half of the Final Four games. Not the Elite 8 games.
Oh, okay.
So I was just like, come on now.
How's your bracket doing? Did you make a bracket?
Oh, come on now. I stopped thinking about that bracket.
Michael Jordan meme face.
You're right. My first week. First week, I was like, what in the world?
Michael Jordan meme face.
Okay, we bring that song back. You about to get me all in it.
Michael Jordan meme face.
That's going to be our new theme song.
Right,
I'm going to have to make a track for that. But, yeah, so Batman. I thought it was good, but you don't like it, so. Wonder Woman was tight. She was good.
She was dope. She was the best character in my opinion.
Yeah, but people say it didn't make sense, but I think that it did make sense in regards to how he was beating up Superman. I mean, because he found his weakness like he always does with the kryptonite and all that kind of stuff.
He's really smart. And he has technology on his side, so that's always his go-to. Yeah, his brains and his technology.
I didn't like Lex Luthor. I don't like him as playing that guy. No. I saw a movie. I mean, not a meme, matter of fact, or image. I don't know if it was necessarily a meme. Okay. But it had compared Heisenberg with, I guess the guy's name was Eisenberg. It was like, this is the one we wanted. Right. And so it might have been good to have Bryan Cranston as.
That's kind of funny.
Lex Luthor.
So, like the foreshadowing to the Justice League. What did you think about?
Yeah. So
that was kind of cool.
They had the Flash and they had Aquaman. Who was the other person?
I couldn't figure that out.
Yeah, I was like,
I googled it trying to figure out.
Me too.
Is that supposed to be Green Lantern? Like I couldn't.
So
get it.
You know the dilemma behind Green Lantern is that
which black guys are going to be.
Yeah, but I think they're talking about not even having a black guy.
It has to be a black guy.
I mean,
of course there are a million Green Lanterns, of course, but
because I know Don Cheadle was rumored at one point.
I've heard Will Smith, and I heard.
Please no! Oh God, no! Now Wilson. Yeah, I think he would be perfect.
Best job.
But
it was actually somebody else too. I can't recall who it is now. But Idris is probably.
Who? Childish Gambino.
Who is that?
What is he? He's the writer for Parks and Recreation, I think.
Oh, Parks and Rec.
You know what my favorite comedy show is of all time?
What?
The Office.
The Office was pretty great. But
I mean, outside of like Fresh Prince and Martin,
I think Malcolm in the Middle is my favorite comedy of all time.
Like mainstream
I love those little ignorant boys.
They were funny. I don't know if they were better than The Office though.
They were bad.
They were bad.
But
Francis,
yeah, he was terrible. But The Office had a lot of good dry humor. Yeah, it was a long time before I watched the show, but when I did, I watched it like every day, nonstop.
Yeah, that was another show that my cousin put me on too. Thank you, cuz. But yeah, so that was good. I don't know what other movies has come out that I haven't really seen too many movies lately.
I think before Batman vs Superman, last movie I saw was Kung Fu Panda 3.
How was that? I want to go see that.
It was pretty cool. I think I slept the entire movie. But
how was it pretty cool then? Like, I don't understand.
I was tired.
And it's really cool enough for me to sleep though.
The movie theaters now just set you up to go to sleep.
Yeah, that's true.
The chairs recline like all the way back.
Have you been to iPic?
No, I need to though.
Yeah, the food's terrible, but
the whole purpose is the food, right?
You would think. They put no emphasis on the food.
I don't want to go. I thought I was going to get a 5-star meal.
What is this? I was like, oh my God, this is terrible. But I mean, the atmosphere was good. I mean, you get a blanket and a pillow and some free popcorn.
Oh,
and then terrible food.
And what is it, $20 a ticket, $30?
I wish. It was a little more than that.
Well, I'm not going to go for bad food.
I mean, it's good for like a day night or something.
I guess so.
But yeah, it's a good experience. It's different. I think most movies are trying to go in that direction. They may not go as luxurious, but they're definitely trying to go in the direction of more upscale
comfort and all that stuff. Yeah,
you know, because I think that plays along with the home environment being so appealing. Like with TVs starting to come up to scale, and people are setting up their entertainment realm in their house. And the sound quality is getting better.
Leave, so you're going to get a red box or Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
So I guess movie theaters have to step it up to compete with your home.
It's funny how Netflix and chill is kind of like a part of regular conversation now.
It's culture.
Yeah, it's culture now.
It's American culture now.
Somebody has put a word or a phrase to chilling at home with your girl.
Right. Hashtag. Thanks for joining us today for the Reckless
Episode 3!
Thanks for joining us for Episode 3 of the Reckless Podcast. Follow us on Facebook or like our page on Facebook as well as on YouTube. And we'll see you next time.
Yeah, make sure you subscribe.
Please subscribe.
Please.
Hashtag the Reckless
Please
Podcast.
subscribe.